Right, what is up? Welcome to a Workout Wednesday. We're doing a slightly different video to normal. It's still a Workout Wednesday, but we're going to be focusing on leg power. I've recently started doing snatches because as part of my strength and conditioning module for my university course, I need to do a snatch and a clean and jerk. So we're going to do some clean and jerks, snatches today, and then potentially in some future videos we'll do clean and jerk as well, and then I'll speak about how to sort of implement them into your training. It's power in my legs is more important to me than like hypertrophy in my legs, so I am considering implementing these properly into my workouts, just so I can reap the benefits of them, because realistically hypertrophy in my legs for me, one, I don't really care about. Two, there's no crossover in terms of benefit to my sport, which is jiu-jitsu. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to start up just warming up my shoulders, my hips, knees, stuff like that, and then we'll get onto actually doing the snatch. Right, so because when I first did the snatch in like my first session the other week, my traps were absolutely destroyed after it. So I'm going to properly warm up my traps and obviously my shoulders at the same time. Usually I would use a dowel, which is a super long wooden pole in non-fancy terms, but I can only find this pipe of PVC, so we're going to use this pipe. Just realistically, it's just to have my hands in a fixed position, so I can replicate myself holding a bar. So if you are wanting to warm up your shoulders for a snatch, I think snatch is the best example, you want a snatch grip, essentially. You're going to be using a hook grip. I'm not going to go into detail into how a hook grip works, but realistically, your thumb is coming round the bar and it's being covered by your other fingers. Because this pipe's so thick, it'll be difficult to do properly, but you do that basically. Stops the bar from rolling, stops it from, slipping out the back of your hands and whatnot. And when you have a snatch grip, you want the grip so the bar, when you rest your arms down, sits at your hip. So if you can see here, right now, my grip is not wide enough because the bar is not on my hip. Or here, the grip's way too wide because the bar's at my belly button. So about here is good for me. You can have it a little bit lower if you would like to, whatever's more comfortable, because if you haven't done hook grip before, it can be a little bit of an uncomfortable position to have your hands in. But yeah, you just want to be doing a hook grip with a snatch position on the bar. And then this is the best way I've found to warm up my shoulders for like translation to a snatch itself. You don't necessarily need to have like a firm grip on the bar. Like right now I'm just holding it with my thumbs, but it's probably useful too if you want to. But if you're just trying to warm up your shoulders, this is a good way to do it. Just whatever sort of variation, if you want to go straight behind and over, that puts a bit too much tension on my shoulders for my liking. So I like to go to the side and come back up. That feels more comfortable for me. Okie dokie. And then, if I was you, I would grab a resistance band. Generally, it's the black one I've found to work best for me because it's the right amount of resistance. It's a relatively loose resistance. So if that's potentially something you need to work on, i.e. shoulder mobility, this is great because it allows your arms to come further out if they need to. So it places a lot less stress on your shoulders, but also enables your shoulders to be warmed up properly. And then whilst you're doing this, might be a good time to sort of understand how a snatch works. So potentially coming down for a squat, squatting back up. So doing like an overhead squat This can be done with the dowel, the pipe, the bar, resistance band, any of them. But just so you get used to squatting with the bar overhead, because obviously when you snatch, you're going to be catching it here. Maybe not necessarily that low. I tend to, but you don't have to. So yeah, that's probably now would be a good time to practice your overhead squat. Right, so my arms feel well, not my arms, my shoulders feel well warmed up. And then obviously once you've done a good few reps of the overhead squat with the pipe or resistance band, you can then move on to the actual snatch, or at least working up to some working weight for it. So on that note, let's do some snatches. So I can never tell if these are women's bars or men's bars, but these are the same length, so I think this is a men's bar. I must admit, when I came in the other day, I thought this was a women's bar, but hey ho. So this would be a great time to consider the gym you're at, because if you're not sure what weight you can do for this, you might struggle to progress, because a lot of gyms don't have 2.5 or 1.25 weights as the full Olympic plate size. Like my gym, for example, generally most common, only has the 5 kilos. Luckily for me, that's fine, but for a lot of people it may not be. So that's definitely something to consider. So I will do a couple snatch reps just to get a feeling for the movement again, but I am going to take the mic off whilst I do it because I don't want it to get in my way. Quick side note, I am going to do these as hang snatches. I might attempt a couple full snatches, but like I said, snatches are still new to me anyway, so it's probably worth considering doing hip snatches or hang snatches if you've not practiced them all too much, which is what I'm doing. Right, so now is probably a great example of when I would potentially like to have 2.5 or even 1.25 bumper plates. Just because progressing weight on this particular movement, it's not like a lot of exercises where 1.25, 2.5, 5 kilos doesn't make much of a difference in terms of how it feels, because this exercise does. You can notice, even when you up it by 5 kilos, 2.5, to be honest, you can notice when you up it by 1.25 kilos. So that's the only issue. But at the gym at my uni that we use, a strength and conditioning suite, luckily it's not open to the public, so it's really well kept. And all the equipment's amazing, all the Røde GO and mirror fit stuff. But yeah, they have 1.25 bumper plates, which I suppose makes sense. Because if they're trying to teach lots of students, or if they're just trying to teach students in general how to do a snatch, you kind of need, you know, super light bumper plates. Whew. So if you notice, when I pick the bar up, I put it into my hip, because you might struggle to figure out what the width of your grip is when the bar's on the floor. But if you put the bar into your hip, crouch down, and then find a nice grip, all you got to do is stand up to see if it's right. Then I can see here that it is. So let's just do one little one. So the key movements are start in a ready position. This is a hang clean. This is a hip, sorry. This is not clean, a snatch. This is the hang snatch. This is a hip snatch. I'm gonna be doing hang snatches. The key movements are start in your ready position. You want extension at your ankles, knees, and hips. And as you come up, bring the bar up to your shoulders. That's very important because you want to essentially think like you're doing a really low row. Or what's that? I forgot what the exercise is called. I did it years and years ago. But basically, you have an easy bar or a normal bar, plates on the side, and you row up like this for your mid delts. I don't know what it's called, I've forgotten. But anyway, it's like that. So as you come up, let me get the PVC pipe again. Yeah, so ready position. This is a good height for me. As you do triple extension, drag your elbows up, not back, up. It's like this. And as you're doing that, you're gonna be thinking about dropping already. You don't wanna wait too much because the whole idea is that you're not supposed to be coming up, going down and then pressing it up. That's what I did there. You don't wanna do that. You wanna be ready position, triple extension. As it comes here, you're dropping, so you don't have to press it with your shoulders because then you're using strength, not power. I mean, power by definition is speed and strength, but you don't want to be using, you want to be using as minimal strength as possible. So that's something worth considering. So let's do this snatch again. I won't talk through the key points. I'm going to do some reps. I might stick on this weight. I might add a 2.5. My S&C coach says that this weight is too light for me, so I end up not actually having proper form because I'm able to use other muscles in strength to actually allow me to complete the lift. But I want to be using other portions of the lift to actually let me finish it. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Not too bad if you ask me. So my only concern at the minute is that obviously when I do my triple extension, I push so hard off the floor, my feet come off the floor. So I do this, I go lift, 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 you know? And then as soon as I drop, because I drop so quick, my feet also come off the floor. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. I need to get used to like dropping. That was so sus. Anyway, I need to get used to dropping quicker, but with a wider base. But then I also land with a wide base, almost too wide a base. So, that's a curious one. If you are a certified Olympic lifting coach, or you have a certification that allows you to teach and coach professional Olympic weightlifters, please let me know in the comments any ways you can help my form. I'm open to suggestions. This is not my area of expertise. This is just a bit of fun, but hopefully won't be a bit of fun. And like I still want it to be fun, but like I'm not just doing it for a bit of fun, if you know what I mean. I'm doing it for actual power. So we do need a little rest, but very important thing to note, you shouldn't be doing high volume at all. If you're not too sure about how to calculate volume, what's the right volume for you, check out my most recent video. It explains volume to the T, super in depth. Go and take a look at it if you're not too sure. But yeah, the volume should not be too high on this. Maybe set volume can be relatively high, you know, 3, 4, 5 sets, but you need adequate rest. You need maximum, very maximum 5 reps per set. It's a very taxing whole body move. You're out of breath by the end of it. Your body probably aches by the end of the session. So just, you know, be careful with how you structure this if you're implementing it into your workout. So let's do the next set whilst I'm actually thinking about not having too wide a base when I land and not allowing my feet to come off the floor, because I don't want to be, you know, shocking my knees, absolutely blitzing them. Blitzing. I don't know what the word is, you know what I mean. Right, I like that set a lot. 5 reps, solid, good for me. And I tried so hard. I tried super hard to actually think about not having a wide base, but I couldn't do it. Tried a little bit, but just couldn't do it. So that's 2 sets of the hip snatch. We'll do one more set, that makes it 3. And then just discuss some key points. Also, I'm going to take this time to quickly say thank you very much to all of you lot for subscribing, for watching all the videos, you know, sticking around, liking the videos you enjoy. If you're not subscribed, make sure you hit the subscribe button because you'll be missing out otherwise. Get in early. My channel's growing very quickly. I can't wait to see where it goes, to be honest. Right now, I'm just doing this for fun. Like, I really enjoy filming the videos, editing the videos, you know, putting ideas together, scripting, things like that. And obviously putting out educational videos for you lot with, you know, sort of a hint of entertainment. I know a lot of this can be unentertaining. If you find it entertaining and it's educational, then that's a win-win really. So yeah, thanks again, you lot. Right, on that note, let's do the last set.
I just want to say
Right, a couple dodgy reps in there. Fine. Still working on it. Potentially a bit rushed. I mean, I think I'm at the minute a little bit too scared to put the bar right behind my back. You see a lot of people do a snatch. Essentially, it's comparable to a high bar and a low bar squat. You see some people do a high bar snatch where the bar's right over their head. You see some people do a low bar squat, snatch, where the bar, you know, their shoulders are back like that. Other people do it like that. How they catch the bar. I generally prefer doing a low bar, so my shoulders are back. But at the minute it doesn't feel super comfortable because my shoulders are ever so slightly tight. So it's not ideal, but I do like doing them. So yeah, what can you do? Let's have a little chat. Right, so let's just have a little roundup of what we did. So obviously we just did snatch today. That's not going to replace anything. It's just going to be slotted in to other sessions potentially, because I'm still sort of gathering ideas and just trying to figure out how to implement it, because I'm not too experienced with it yet, especially the periodization side of things when it comes to power exercises, because obviously they're very taxing on your body. When I used to do super heavy compounds like deadlift and squat, which I don't necessarily do anymore, I almost did a whole session for them, particularly deadlifts, not necessarily squats, but I would do potentially a shorter leg session because they were so taxing. But that's just a bit of a learning curve, I suppose. We'll get there in the end, we'll figure it out. But yeah, so if you are kind of concerned about how to generate power, not necessarily trying to be a better Olympic lifter, but more so getting the benefits of power from these exercises to transfer to your sport, that's where I can help. Transfer of skills is something I enjoy particularly in the gym space, because I do sport that, you know, essentially requires lots and lots of fitness components: power, strength, speed, agility, hand-eye coordination, all of that good stuff. So I tend to think about it a lot more than most people may, because a lot of people may just turn up to the gym just to stay fit, I suppose, which is completely fine. If they want to do that, there's no problem with that at all. But it's something I do take pride in knowing, the transfer of skills for certain exercises into certain sports. So if you have any questions, let me know and I will be happy to help you. If you're ever concerned about the things I post in terms of their eligibility or maybe their factuality, how reliable they are, a lot of the things I post and speak about or make bold statements about is all scientifically backed. There's nothing that I actually say and make a factual claim about that doesn't have some sort of empirical backing, because it would just be kind of misleading for you lot, really. So I can't see the reason to do that for any body, to be honest. So yeah, that shouldn't be a concern of you guys. As I progress, I will constantly update you guys with these videos. After this little speech, I will potentially put in one or two videos of my Olympic lifting sessions at uni, because they're always good. I've always got the coach there, very intelligent, so if I can't answer your questions, he probably can, whether that's for periodization, transfer of skill, the benefits in general, for, you know, general health or anything like that. I'll always put them in the video just because they're quite interesting, I suppose, and you get to see a different kind of environment. And yeah, so that is everything. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I know it's a little bit different, but I think now's a great time to experiment with what works and what doesn't work, trying to figure out what you guys enjoy to watch, what newcomers like watching, because at the end of the day, I'm trying to expand my audience as big as possible. So if you are new here and there's certain things that you would like me to post about or, you know, make educational videos about, I would happily do that. Just let me know in the comments. So yeah, if you're new, make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell icon, because you'll get notified every time I post a video that way. And yeah, I think that's everything. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.